Manila 2003. Thursday afternoon. Private training session at a closed gym. No cameras. No media. No spectators. Just Manny, Freddie Roach and a sparring partner named Daniel Cruz who made one critical mistake. He brought his phone. The gym is in Makati. Small facility, private, owned by a former Filipino champion named Roberto Salazar, who retired in the 1990s after a respectable career. He lets Manny train there when complete privacy is needed, when preparation requires secrecy, when new techniques are being developed that opponents shouldn't see until fight night. The windows are covered with dark curtains, paint peeling at the edges. The doors stay locked during sessions. Heavy deadbolt. No walk-ins. No guests. No exception. This is where Manny works on things he doesn't want the boxing world to analyze. New combinations that haven't appeared in fights yet. Experimental footwork patterns. Defensive adjustments designed for specific opponents. Counter-punching setups that only work if they're unexpected. The kind of training that stays private until it needs to be public. The air inside smells like decades of sweat soaked into canvas and leather. Liniment. Rubber floor mats. The metallic tang of old equipment. Fluorescent lights hum overhead. One flickers occasionally. Heavy bags hang motionless until someone disturbs them. The speed bag platform sits empty. A single ring dominates the center of the space. Red corner padding worn smooth from years of fighters leaning into it between rounds. Daniel Cruz is 24 years old. Local Filipino fighter. Solid, professional record. 18 wins, 2 losses. Both losses were close decisions that could have gone either way. He's respected in the Manila boxing community, known as a hard worker, reliable sparring partner, good technician, fast hands, able to replicate different fighting styles based on what the champion needs. Freddie has used him before, trusts him to give Manny quality work without ego, without trying to prove anything, just professional sparring. But Daniel has something new, a camera phone. Nokia with video recording capability. Terrible quality by today's standards but revolutionary for the ability to record video on a device that fits in your pocket. Share it online. Build an audience. Daniel is proud of this phone. Showed it to everyone at his home gym. Recorded his own training sessions. Posted clips to his personal website. Built a small following. Maybe 300 regular viewers. Not viral. Not famous. But something. Daniel arrives at the gym at 2:30. Freddie lets him in, locks the door behind him. The deadbolt clicks into place with finality. Standard protocol for private sessions. Daniel greets Manny respectfully. They've sparred together twice before. Both times were professional.
Before the session starts, while Freddie is across the gym setting up the round timer and checking equipment, Daniel does something he's done a dozen times before at his own gym. He sets his phone on the ring apron, angles it toward the center of the ring, hits record, then slides it slightly behind a water bottle so it's not immediately obvious. The red recording light glows dimly. He doesn't ask permission, doesn't mention it to Freddie, doesn't tell Manny, just sets it up and assumes nobody will notice. Or if they notice, they won't care. After all, it's just a phone. Just footage. What's the harm? This reasoning makes sense to Daniel. He's young, ambitious, trying to build his profile in a sport where visibility matters. Trying to create content that separates him from other sparring partners. What Daniel doesn't understand is that privacy in training camps isn't optional. It's fundamental. Champions guard their preparation the way corporations guard trade secrets. For the same reason, information is advantage, surprise is strategy. If opponents know what you're working on, they can prepare countermeasures. Freddie doesn't see the phone. He's focused on wrapping Manny's hands, going over the game plan for these 4 rounds, explaining what he wants to see, how he wants Manny to respond to pressure, what defensive adjustments to practice. His attention is completely on preparation. His hands move with practiced efficiency. Wrap between fingers, around the wrist, across the knuckles, tape to secure. Manny doesn't see it either. He's in the opposite corner, stretching methodically, rolling his shoulders in slow circles. First forward, then back, shaking out his legs one at a time. Small bounces on his toes, testing his ankles, his calves, getting his body ready. His face is calm, eyes half closed. The mental shift happening. From Manny the person to Manny the fighter. Complete focus, complete presence. His breathing slows, deepens, becomes rhythmic. They start. Round 1. The bell rings, sharp electronic sound cutting through the gym's quiet. Daniel comes forward immediately. Orthodox stance, left foot forward, right foot back, hands up, steady pressure, jab, jab, right hand. He's replicating the style of Manny's upcoming opponent. Constant forward movement, always in range, always threatening, not trying to hurt Manny. Just giving him the look you'll see on fight night. Professional work. Daniel feels good, confident. His jabs are crisp, snapping out from his shoulder. Returning to guard position. His footwork is solid. He's controlling distance, keeping Manny at the end of his reach. This is what he's trained to do. What he's good at. He can see his punches landing. Gloves touching Manny's forehead. His gloves. Nothing clean, nothing hard, but contact. He's doing the job. Manny responds. Moves laterally, not retreating, just circling, using angles. His head movement is minimal but effective. Small slips, tiny pivots, just enough to make Daniel's punches miss by inches. Counter punches when openings appear but not often. Not yet. This is light work, technical. Both fighters operating at maybe 60% intensity. This isn't about testing toughness. It's about refining technique. 30 seconds pass. Daniel is feeling comfortable. His breathing is easy. His confidence is building. He's fought at this level before. Sparred with champions. This feels manageable, normal. He throws a combination. Jab, jab, right hand. The punches flow smoothly. His form is good, but none of them land clean. Manny isn't there, or he's there but slipping at the last instant. Freddy stands outside the ring, arms crossed, watching everything. His eyes track Manny's feet, the angle of his shoulders, the position of his hands. He doesn't speak, doesn't call out instructions yet, just observes, cataloging. His face shows nothing, no approval, no concern, just neutral assessment. Years of training fighters have taught him to see what others miss. The small details that matter. The round ends. The bell rings again. Freddy walks to Manny's corner. Speaks quietly. Good lateral movement, but you're pivoting the same direction every time. Mix it up. Manny nods once. Doesn't speak. Takes water. Spits into the bucket. His breathing is barely elevated. Round 2. Same energy. Same approach. But now Manny varies his pivot direction. Sometimes left, sometimes right, occasionally straight back, making himself unpredictable, making Daniel adjust. Daniel notices, tries to adapt, but each time he thinks he's figured out the pattern, Manny does something different. This is the experimental work, the refinement, the small adjustments that seem minor in training but become crucial in fights. Daniel continues applying pressure. He's doing his job well, giving Manny the resistance he needs without creating actual danger. Walking the line between too easy and too hard. But he's starting to feel something. A small frustration. He's throwing punches, good punches, but landing nothing significant. Manny is always somewhere else. Always gone before the punch arrives. 1 minute into round 2. Manny still hasn't thrown many punches. Maybe 5, maybe 6. All light, all testing. He's moving, observing, reading Daniel's rhythm, his patterns, the way he sets up his right hand. The way he drops his left slightly when he commits to combinations. The way his weight shifts forward before he throws power. Manny is collecting data, building a mental map of Daniel's tendencies. Daniel doesn't understand this yet. He thinks the lack of punches means Manny is defending, being cautious, respecting Daniel's skill. This interpretation feeds Daniel's confidence, makes him believe he's doing well. He increases his output slightly. More jabs, more combinations. Trying to break through Manny's defense. Trying to make something happen. Round 3. Freddy calls for more intensity. Daniel, increase the pressure. Manny, I want to see those new defensive patterns. Daniel obliges. His face shows determination now. He comes forward faster. Throws more punches. Higher volume. His breathing is harder. Not from exhaustion. From effort. From commitment. Manny's response is different now. He engages. New defensive patterns Freddy has been teaching him emerge. Slip, slip, roll, pivot. His head moves in combinations. Not single movements. Sequences. Duck, pivot, counter. His body flows. One motion into the next. These aren't techniques from Manny's previous fights. These are new, being developed specifically for this opponent. For this style. Daniel sees the change. Feels it. Manny is moving differently now. Faster. More complex. Daniel throws a hard right hand, Commits to it. His best punch. Manny ducks under it. Completely. The punch sails over his head. Daniel's momentum carries him slightly forward. Off balance for a fraction of a second. That's when it happens. Manny is suddenly inside. Closer than Daniel realized possible. His left hand comes up. Short. Compact. No wind-up. Just explosion from the hip. The punch lands under Daniel's right elbow. Between the ribs. Clean. Precise. The sound is different from gloves hitting headgear or gloves. This is glove hitting flesh. Solid. Heavy. Daniel's breath exits in one involuntary gasp. His body responds before his mind understands. The diaphragm spasms. The muscles around his ribs contract. He doesn't go down. His pride won't let him. But he stops. Frozen. His hands drop slightly. His mouth opens. Air won't come in the way it should. The phone records everything. Every new pattern. Every experimental technique. Every adjustment Freddy calls out. Everything that's supposed to remain private until fight night when it appears for the first time and opponents have no preparation. Freddy sees the body shot land. His expression doesn't change, but his eyes narrow slightly. Good placement. Good timing. Exactly what he wanted to see. He doesn't call out. Doesn't stop the round. Just watches Daniel recover. Daniel resets. Gets his breathing under control. His confidence is shaken now. That punch hurt more than it should have. More than he expected from light sparring. He's more careful now. More respectful. The casual comfort from round 1 is completely gone. Round 4. Final round. Freddy wants to end with high output conditioning. Both of you, let's go. Push the pace. This is about building the ability to surge in fights. To change pace. To attack when your body is screaming to rest. Daniel and Manny both increase pace. Still controlled. Still technical. But faster. Higher volume. The gym fills with the sound of gloves hitting bodies. Feet moving on canvas. Quick shuffles. Pivots. The squeak of shoes on the mat. Breath coming harder now. Sharp exhales with each punch thrown. The bell rings. Final bell. 4 rounds complete. They touch gloves. Professional. Respectful. Both fighters breathing hard but not exhausted. Daniel more than Manny. Good work. Productive session. The gym is quiet now except for their breathing. No one speaks. Freddy watches them both. Daniel climbs out of the ring. His legs feel heavier than they should after 4 light rounds. Towels off. Drinks water. While Freddy is talking to Manny about what he observed, Daniel reaches for his phone. Grabs it casually. Checks the recording. 4 rounds captured. Clear footage. He slides it into his bag. That evening, Daniel sits at his computer. Reviews the footage. The quality is terrible. Grainy. Shaky. But it clearly shows Manny. Clearly shows the sparring. Clearly shows techniques that haven't been seen in public before. His cursor hovers over the upload button. He thinks about it for maybe 10 seconds. Then clicks. The title he writes, exclusive sparring footage, Manny Pacquiao training new techniques, never before seen. Within 2 hours, the footage starts spreading. Within 6 hours, opponent camps are studying it. Everything Manny worked to keep private is now public. Freddy gets a call at 11:47. Watches the footage. Recognizes everything immediately. Calls Manny. We have a problem. That's sparring footage from today. It's online. Daniel posted it. Silence. Then, all 4 rounds? Everything. Who was the sparring partner? Daniel Cruz. Okay, I know what to do. The next morning, Manny makes 6 calls. Each conversation is identical. Brief. Professional. No emotion. Just information. This is Manny. Daniel Cruz recorded a private training session without permission and posted it online. The session was closed to keep work private. He violated that trust. I won't work with him again. I wanted you to know. Within 2 days, Daniel notices changes. Calls stop coming. Within 2 weeks, his sparring income disappears. He calls a trainer named Eddie. Gets honest. You posted that Manny footage. Word got around. Nobody wants to work with someone who records private sessions. But there was no written agreement. There doesn't need to be. Private training stays private. You violated that. People don't trust you. I didn't think. You thought about yourself. Your website. Not about Manny. About the privacy he paid for. Eddie continues. Manny didn't blackball you. He just told people what happened. They made their own decisions. 1 month later, Daniel fights on a small card. Wins but looks sloppy. No quality sparring to prepare. After the fight, he tries to apologize through a mutual contact. The response. Manny says there's nothing to discuss. You made a choice. Choices have consequences. He's not angry. He's just done. That's worse than anger. Being done is permanent. 3 months. Daniel is fighting smaller cards. His career stalled. 6 months. He's teaching classes at a local gym. A young fighter asks about the Manny situation. Don't do what I did. I had access to a champion. Trust. Good money. I chose to post footage for attention. Lost everything that mattered. But you got famous. I got infamous. Famous means respect. Infamous means people know your name for the wrong reasons. I'm the cautionary tale now. 1 year later, Daniel is still fighting. Still trying to rebuild. But the path back is unclear. His name becomes the warning. Trainers tell sparring partners, no phones. No recording. Or end up like Daniel Cruz. Freddie uses it with young fighters. Never record someone else's work without permission. Privacy exists for a reason. Manny never speaks about Daniel publicly. His silence is deliberate. But privately, he explains. I gave him opportunity. Paid him fairly. Asked only for privacy. He violated that for personal gain. I didn't punish him. I stopped protecting him from natural consequences. Someone asks if he'd work with Daniel again. Forgiveness and trust are different. I forgive him, but I don't trust him. And I won't work with someone I don't trust. That's reality. The footage still exists online. Terrible quality, but permanent. A reminder of the day Daniel Cruz chose exposure over discretion. Years later, trainers still tell the story. Daniel had access. Opportunity. He violated trust for 300 followers. What happened between Manny Pacquiao and Daniel Cruz was never meant to be seen. Daniel made sure it was seen anyway. And what followed? The quiet professional distance, the dried up opportunities, the career altered permanently. None of that was meant to happen either. But it did. Because in boxing, breaking trust doesn't require punishment. The consequences create themselves. And those consequences last far longer than any apology can fix. That's the lesson every sparring partner learns now. What happens in private training stays private. Not because of contracts. Because that's how trust works. Without trust, opportunities disappear. And they don't come back.